All right, we are here.
Stop where you are, human. Don't come any... Wait. What is that scent you carry?
Scent?
Is it really you? It cannot be.
He's not that smelly.
How fortuitous. My lost child has returned in our hour of need.
What?
The slayer of the master. The echo of ages. I could hardly believe my eyes. But then again, only you could slay so many of my new generation of super mutants. Only the lost one could be so superior.
What the hell are you talking about?
We've never met you before.
No, but I remember your face so clearly. I released 4 candidates into the Wasteland tribes as infants. Only one remains. Have you ever wondered why, when your friends die, you alone walk away? Why you can absorb a clip of bullets and just shrug it off?
Stimpaks are a hell of a drug.
No, Lost One. You are my creation. A mutant bred for your superior traits. A clone of the Master's Killer from Vault 13.
Oh, so that's who you're cloned from.
What?
You're a clone of the Vault Dweller, the protagonist from Fallout 1.
What?
Well, I guess that's better than Hitler.
That is the dumbest shit I have ever heard. I'm a clone of the Vault Dweller, huh?
Yes, Lost One. You are a clone of the Vault Dweller. The one who came and sundered the sacred unity so many decades ago.
I read about that on the terminal, yes.
They walked away from the cathedral, left it in flames, left me for dead. But their blood was rich on the ground, so I collected it.
Uh-huh.
I was only a lowly nightkin then, but the Enclave offered me a chance to rise above my station and reclaim their work at Mariposa.
Blood goes bad.
I took their failing second generation of mutants and rescued them here to Fort Dagger Point.
It's very kind of you.
That is where I discovered this place and merged my body with the FEV. I then began to experiment on the DNA I collected. I could not find the right strain in the sample I gathered, so I created 4 variations. You are the strongest one of them. The right one.
You're not just a clone of the Vault Dweller, you're the best clone of the Vault Dweller.
That is so fucking stupid.
The only one that survived.
That is incredibly stupid.
Has it not worked? Are you not the same as the one who killed the Master?
I don't know, is he?
I left your batch among the Vault Exiles so they would adopt you as their own kin. That was my plan, to replicate your original upbringing.
Oh my god.
You grew up in the Vault just as the first did. You were sent on a journey beyond its walls. You are the same. You share the same life, the same traits, and now you are here. I may rejoice in taking that human weakness away from you, and finally restore my master's glorious plans for unity.
That's not true. It's not lore friendly. None of this is lore friendly.
Search your feelings, Vault Dweller. You know it to be true.
Nice Star Wars.
Damn the law. Let's live dangerously.
No!
Yeah, it's funny.
Your precious law is as mutable as your own flesh. That flesh which I have molded and will soon transform into the perfect being. Come to Papa.
Oh, we're gonna do it? Alright, fine. Alright, we'll put you down.
That's not true. I'm not some fucking mutant experiment gone wrong.
Yeah, you are. Apparently everybody is.
Kira, watch the big one. I'll keep her safe.
Get some!
Anyway,
Oh, I could have just been shooting at them the whole
dead.
time.
I
Let's
guess.
keep moving. There's the enemy.
I hope we have enough of an army here. There's a lot of
In
things
your
coming
face.
our way.
Please retreat or die.
You're pool of your own filth.
Yeah.
Yes. We know. We've heard it 10,000 times before about how I'm going to die in a pool of my own filth.
Where's the? Oh boy. Oh, that looks like a really. There's a lot of guns in there. Oh boy.
Oh, there were a bunch of guns in there.
You just walked right into a hornet's nest.
Yeah, I just want this to be done. I'm tired of hero worship.
That's fair, yeah, that's fair.
There's no way that anybody could do this other than the Vault Dweller.
And we'll just take out these floating turret things. I'm not sure what those are, but it's down now. Didn't seem to be the most pressing threat, but now it won't be anymore, so whatever.
Indeed.
Getting to a higher vantage point, I see.
Oh, he's already dead.
Picking up his minigun, I see. A very smart idea. And all these missiles, yes. You could use these to great effect, I'm sure. Aim for that turret. Yeah,
You
there
may
you
slay
go.
a few of my rejects, but I will ultimately.
Oh, your head's too big, Father. You got your
face.
big dumb head stuck in
can't
there.
I will
fit.
have the
You can't
master's
fit.
revenge.
No, Kira, don't be a hero.
Yes.
Or do whatever.
Kara, don't be, I'm dead.
Stop where you are, human.
They told me I was an orphan. That I was found in the wasteland with the others.
They had no idea my plan was in effect. It is the perfect way to replicate the host cell's DNA, using prime normals as breeding stock in a similar environment.
No, that's not true. I could be anyone.
Even a clone of Hitler.
You have come this far. You have filled the same role as predicted. Can you not see how glorious this is? The Vault Dweller's offspring escaped my grasp, dying happily in old age. But I have you now, just with a few slight genetic modifications.
What modifications?
The same FEV-enhanced parasite within the Enclave Commandos operates within you, granting you these healing powers you so enjoy.
What?
I discovered the original form of Project Brazil in Fort Dagger Point's laboratory. I used FEV to imbue its traits with your genetic code. You are one with it, born with it, one final step away from glorious unity. All you require is a dip in the vats, and your body will become the womb from which a truly superior race shall be born.
Yeah, we already saw that.
The parasite will protect you during this transformation, unlike the horrors that this beta version so often spawns.
You got bigger problems than me, buddy. The Enclave's gonna fumigate this entire building.
The Enclave can't control me. They are merely my pawns. They believe that I am docile and complacent, but they do not rule me. They do not rule the Horde. I had a plan set in motion many years ago just for this moment.
I bet.
In you.
Right.
Now that you have returned to me, I will take you into the sacred unity, and all will be restored.
No.
The Enclave are perfect examples of prime normals. They are becoming so rare these days. I will capture them and turn them into another generation of super mutants. A generation which can breed prodigiously. Then we shall rule the wastelands forever.
Okay.
Glorious.
Glorious. So you're allowing the Enclave to use your base because you're desperate.
Desperate? No. Only in a hurry. The wasteland has had 200 years to seep into the human genome. No one is free from contamination. The Enclave and their control vaults are the last chance to create a third generation of super mutant. One that overcomes the reproduction problem.
Yes.
The Project Brazil parasite that resides within you is the tool I need to overcome the FEV's sterilizing effects.
So once again, a war is because a guy's dick doesn't work.
Once your body has merged with the Unity, we shall rule them all.
Dude, they're gonna exterminate you anyway.
They infiltrated your vault, and yet you are here. The Raiders or the NCR could have killed you, but your character ultimately allowed you to survive.
No, it was the fact that I have a rewind time machine and I was safe scumming.
Their weakness is arrogance. I will exploit that arrogance to my advantage.
Let's just get this over with.
Then we will get this over with.
That's not true.
Kira's having a freak out.
I'm not some fucking mutant experiment gone wrong.
Yeah, you are.
We all are, apparently, Kira. We're all clones of. Oh boy, jeez. Before we talk to him, why don't we pop a bunch of drugs and alcohol to increase our charisma? That way we can charm him. Do everything in our inventory. All right, eat that comic, eat everything. Okay, this is not going as well as I'd hoped. All right, well. All right, hoping that helped.
Stop where you are, human. Don't come any.
Come with me, Mark. Together we can destroy the Enclave before they spring their trap.
You are right. Their missile is preparing to deliver my vengeance to the NCR. But they may begin their subterfuge at any moment thereafter. I will accompany you to deal with these Enclave, my child. Together we will reap vengeance on our enemies, and then we will discuss your future.
Yay!
Then we don't have to fight you? Good. That makes this easier. How you doing after injecting all those things into your body?
I feel like crap.
All right.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna die. Oh, great. He's stuck on his... There we go. Okay, we're good.
Are we good, though?
This is gonna go on for a while. All right, where are we going?
Wherever the exit is, I suppose.
Lead me to the Enclave, Lost One. You and I will deal with them. Then turn our attention to your future.
Right. Just gonna get past all your organs. Man, you got a lot of organs here. Organ storage.
Got a lot of guts in here. It's kind of... Ow. It's fine. This is all fine. This is fine.
Sure.
Am I going the right way?
I think so, yeah, that's the way. Past this blast.
I probably shouldn't have done literally all the drugs. In retrospect,
All right.
I feel a little bit better. My head has stopped vibrating uncontrollably.
All right, let's get on out of here.
I kind of can't see. I thought it was Adolf Hitler's head.
So that's it then. All this time, I'm a mutant freak just like you. I'm fake, barely human. Just a little embryo in a test tube and popped into some wasteland whore to carry. And you? You're the best of them. The only one they wanted. The Enclave invasion, the super mutants. It's all your fault.
Yep.
Everything is.
What do you want us to do about it?
It doesn't matter who we are, Kira. It's about who we became.
No, it's more than that. We were supposed to be weapons. We ended up as discarded waste. I don't want to be that. I had parents. I'm a real person. Everything I ever dreamed of isn't a fucking lie.
All right.
Sit and spin. I don't give a shit.
So that's it then? Just because we're built to destroy, it's all we can do? I survived those monsters in the vault for 20 years.
Uh-huh.
I was broken. I was degraded. I escaped when given the chance just to get my hopes crushed and taken by raiders. I killed so many of them. But the blood isn't washing it away. Nothing can change this. I don't want to live with what I am.
So kill yourself.
Don't do that, and don't go there.
Go commit die.
We're getting out of here. Let's go, Kira.
Kill yourself.
Don't think about it.
In Minecraft.
Don't listen to him.
Where the hell are we supposed to go, Vault Dweller? Home? Back to the NCR? Back to the vault? They're all dead.
I don't care.
There's nothing left for us but this. That freak was right. We're stuck like this.
I'm right here.
We were never anything different. It's over.
I'm literally standing right back here.
Well,
We have to capture the missile, otherwise all of LA, hell, the planet is dead.
yeah, that's a good mission.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the savior of the planet.
Fine then. We'll go. We'll go save the damn world. It's not like you're capable of anything else. It's what you are. It's what you've always been.
Yup. You got it. Oh, you are the new Ben after all. Okay.
This is the place. Get ready for anything.
Hey, look who it is. She's looking a little different.
I can't actually tell what's going on because I took too many drugs.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But it's our old friend, the mercenary from the bar.
Oh, it's Pineapple! Yay!
Hey, do you think she's a fan of Flock of Seagulls?
Why?
Anio ran so far away.
How long have you been waiting to do that joke?
Couldn't get away. What in the hell kind of thorny mutant are you?
I'm a human. but with an FEV-enhanced parasite in my body that makes me immune to radiation and disease. Basically, I'm a super mutant, just a little more compact. Just like you. Didn't you listen to what the Father had to say?
No, not
He
really.
created you, cloned you.
I'm gonna be honest, Pineapple. I'm on so many fucking drugs right now. You are a talking T-bone.
When the super mutant army found this place, they studied the parasite stored here and used it to create you, a clone of their oldest enemy.
I'm feeling real fucking groovy right now. What's with the spikes anyway, T-bone?
Skeletal protrusions.
Ouch.
The Project Brazil parasite uses my body like a vehicle. Most of the time, it's happy to just heal my injuries and keep me healthy.
Are those like Wolverine claws?
But it has a mind of its own. I took a bit of a beating on my way in here, and now it's protecting its host. The spikes are just the first phase. The real monster will take over in a few minutes.
How do you know?
After that, I intend on using its rampage to kill anyone stopping me.
I mean, I don't care what the talking pile of meat said. I'm a pure-blooded human.
Hey, I'm right here.
Listen, you're a mutant. You have the same parasite in your guts as we do. Bragg and Chevy are the same. Now, are you going to help me, or are you going to die like the rest of them when I destroy this place?
Tell me why I should work with you.
We're not so different, you and I.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
I was supposed to live in Vault 18 too, but I got locked out the day the bombs fell. My father and I made it as far as I-15 when we got in a car wreck. That's when the nukes hit. We walked our way to Vault 18, but the door was already shut.
That sucks.
We made it back down the mountain to the hospital as the fallout began to rain down. Everyone died there. Everyone but me.
You're the lone survivor.
You're 200 How does that make us alike?
You've grown up in the shadows of events set in motion long before you were born. Weird corporations and military experiments, nuclear wars and politics. Some gross meat machine made you its trump card in a game you only just became aware of. It happened to me too. I was a senator's daughter. You probably remember his statue in the atrium of Vault 18. That was my father, Senator Andrew Aran. His friends called him Skulls.
Was his friend George W. Bush?
He had an experimental program with the Enclave meant to make people immune to radiation and disease. Project Brazil. It was their Plan B. In case the vaults didn't work out, they wanted a generation of people immune to the new plague and fallout. The super mutants were bulky and sterile. We were meant to be something different.
Green.
Instead of transforming our whole bodies, they just wanted one unique organ. But it wasn't complete. The war was coming. The Enclave panicked, and so did my father. So I was implanted early, before they worked out all the bugs.
The Enclave didn't exist before the war!
Maybe she's talking about the United States government.
What kind of bugs?
The parasite, it doesn't just clone damaged tissue. It replicates your whole body.
Cool.
The early models made a beast like the Father, and the Master before him. It was a kind of cancer. The one I have almost worked as expected, except that every now and again, its desire to reproduce kicks in. It turns my body into a monster. The bone blades are first, then the super mutant form kicks in. The beast eats anything it can get its claws on, then uses that protein to make its clone. After that, the clone rips its way out of my guts. It has all my thoughts and memories.
That sounds
My
fun.
face, my attitude.
Like an alien movie?
Then it runs off, thinking that it's me.
I'm just imagining a small Anai bursting out of her own chest and then scurrying off like a small toddler.
But it's actually just a pineapple.
Yes.
It's a pineapple, but it's got little Fall Guys feet on it. So it's...
No, it's a pineapple, but it's got like a 20-year-old's long leg sticking out of it.
And her dreadlocks. It's a pineapple, but with her dreadlocks and like actual human legs.
Yes.
You may not go through the same transformation I do. He wanted to dip you in the vats. I don't know if you noticed while you were busy shooting them, but the mutants have a kind of cult. They worship the FEV. They dip everything in it.
How many of your weird bounty hunter clones are out there?
You've already met them all. Bragg and Chevy are my last clones.
What?
What? Bragg's a guy.
We assume we didn't ask his pronouns.
Not always. He was me once, until they tortured him. Turned his mind against itself and wrapped it up in a cult of shame and fear. They kept him locked away in a cell on the Poseidon oil rig for a decade, trying to turn him into the best soldier he could be.
Oh, really?
Eventually, they broke him, I guess.
Oh.
He boxed away my voice in his head and all my memories. Made up a character to live inside.
Oh my god.
He's pretending. The propaganda and military jargon, it's just another role he plays. It's why they made him an infiltration expert.
Oh, is that
He's
why?
lying. He's been lying his whole life. It's all he is now, the lie and its consequences. He'll kill his way around the globe until there's no one left to call him on it. Unless you and I put a stop to it.
Cool. That's great.
So if you torture a small woman enough, they become a football coach?
Are any of his stories true? Not that I give a shit.
Some, I'm sure. But not all of them. He can tell the truth from a lie. He just chooses to keep what matters most to him close to the vest.
Alright, let's just do this.
The nuclear missile they're preparing to launch will destroy their bodies down to the cellular level. We have to get them positioned beneath it.
Then, this will be over. No more resurrections, no more clones. You can be the last of our kind and walk away.
I have to go get ready. I can't hold off my transformation much longer. I'll meet
Great.
you upstairs.
Okay, cool. Bye. Go away. Go away. Go away. I just want to deal with this. I don't...
Did we know they had a nuke? Is that seems like it might be...
Yeah, no, they had a new... Remember, he was... Oh my god.
The drugs. The drugs. Alright, some jet withdrawal. Everything is wearing off.
Let's let everything wear off.
This could take a while. You took a lot.
Yeah, I did. I took literally everything in my inventory.
All the magazines you shoved in your mouth are wearing off.
Stop looking at me like that. I gotta wait for the scotch to wear off. You don't expect me to operate an elevator while I'm drunk, do you? What's wrong with you people? And you. You're even uglier than I remember.
Oh god, look at him up close.
You
Oh
are
jeez.
stupid looking.
Alright. Eddie.
Don't get in my way, kid.
Okay.
Who's Jerry or... Oh, that must be one of her other clones.
Or bodyguards, whatever. I don't know. Okay. How's it going?
You also look stupid.
Yes.
I like how everyone is just accepting that this is reality.
Yeah, you are a clone of the Vault Dweller, the legendary hero. Yep. Well, let's get
Lead
going.
me to the Enclave, Lost One.
Yeah, he's right here. Ooh, hang on. I hope that wasn't someone important.
Don't mind us, we're just gonna make our way through this strange maze of qualcons that are stacked way too high, honestly. At 4 stacks, it's way too high.
Dude, watch where you're stepping.
You watch where you're stepping.
We're
bitch.
trying to solve this maze. Jeez, get off our back, woman.
Just like, I've instantly become incredibly hostile towards her. I remember back to when we first started, and I was excited to see more of her because she's just jacked, and now I hate her.
She does have a pretty insufferable personality, all right.
Yeah. Ooh, aren't you cool?
Stop right there, Vault Dweller.
That's him.
I've been preparing for your arrival since you left us for dead in that crumbling vault. I have to say, I'm impressed. When I met you, I would have never taken you for one of us. But after all you've done, it makes sense. You've carved a swath of destruction across California. You've done things even the Enclave thought was impossible.
What, shoot a gun at things?
But now, it comes down to you and me. You'll be the one left to burn this time.
Why did you do it, Chevy? You were head of Vault Security! One of us!
The Colonel and I were never Vault Dwellers. The Wasteland Scouts stole Project Brazil's mutant containment serum. They also had healthy adults and children to recruit for the Enclave's genetic purity program. Now there's nothing left of them, thanks to you.
Sorry about that.
What the hell are you, anyway?
We are the harbingers of a new era.
Oh, for
one
God's sake.
free of the wild mutations that have corrupted this land. When we are done, this world will be pure again. And those like you will only be a memory.
Uh-huh.
Okay, looks like we're duking it out. Gonna kill Chevy. Everybody get in here. It's only one of Chevy versus like the 10 of us.
What did she just do?
Ran away.
She was...
She's running away. What a coward. Look at her go. Oh, I'm sorry, Chevy. You can't stand up to a shotgun. Don't even try it. Don't even try it.
I don't know why you thought Project Brazil was going to be like the best thing ever, because, I mean, look, I'm using a Remington 870.
Oh my, your head just came off.
You have to drag Chevy's body under the jets of the missile up ahead. Hurry, before she resurrects.
Alright. You're in the way, Pineapple.
There you go, Pineapple.
You know what? We'll make somebody else do it. Yeah, there we go.
There you go. Let's go.
Alright, how you feeling tonight? How you feeling, Pineapple?
Hey, Pineapple.
You have to drag Chevy's body under the jets
Alright,
of the
I'm not
missile
doing
up
that.
ahead. Hurry, before she resurrects.
You do it if it's so important.
Hey, you do it. Look how far you want me to carry that.
We're not gonna do that.
She weighs like 10 pounds. I'm not moving that.
10 pounds. It's like a whole bowling ball. Get out of the way, Patriot.
Losers.
Beep boop.
Can't actually use that.
Whatever.
Oh, looky here, if it isn't the little upstart from Vault 18. I've been looking forward to a second showdown with you. You killed 30 of my patriots. Their blood is on your hands. I bet you feel real proud traipsing across the wasteland. But your game is up. Now I have the home court advantage.
We weren't keeping track of how many Patriots we killed.
Yeah, I didn't particularly care. Also, you suck.
How do we kill you?
Yeah.
Holy water? Silver bullet?
Do I have to, like, pull your brain out with a hook?
Body
Like-
in a
like
wood
the
chipper.
Egyptian.
Body in a wood chipper.
Body in a wood chipper!
Didn't your pappy downstairs tell you? You're just a Xerox of some dead guy he scraped off the kitchen floor.
Why is everyone talking about me like I'm not here?
You're Project Brazil, the little parasite that could. You have the same experimental virus in your gut squirming around that we do. He installed one of the Enclave's top secret properties in you, and now the whole world is after your corpse.
Great, cool.
Something like that was impossible with pre-war technology.
What Mike said. I think I remember him lecturing me on that when I was trying to lecture him about guns.
Yeah.
Impossible? Like you ain't? An out-of-shape little nerd that can't even handle a vault ball turns into Captain Cosmos in a week? I've seen your handiwork scattered all over the wasteland. You have a death toll that'd make any general proud. Too bad you were born on the wrong side of some mutant line of genetic code. You'd make a fine weapon. Unfortunately for you, that line just ran out at the receiving end of my rifle.
If you're done with biology lesson, I'd like to start schooling you in physics.
Then let's get down to business, shall we?
Okay.
I have a shotgun.
There you are, you son of a bitch.
Oh, he's got a cloud from a Gatling gun. Oh, no.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
All right.
Come on.
Rewind. So, we meet again. Oh, you didn't give me a chance to monologue. Oh, you're such a dick. You're such a dick.
Please retreat or die.
Ain't no fair. You're stun locking the shit out of me. What a jerk move.
What a dick move. I can't believe you would do this to me, Chevy Bragg.
No, Bragg. Fell off. Lost her gun. Oh, good. Somebody else picked up the weapon this time. Thanks, Ben.
Oh, looky here, if it isn't the little upstart from Vault 18.
Suck a dick, Bragg.
Did not pass that check and you have dropped a grenade at your feet. That sucks. Well, you've blown up your own leg. All right. We can recover from that. No, we can't. Okay.
Wow.
Hey, why engage in direct contact? You just lob grenades in their general direction. See how they feel about that.
I will have the Master's revenge. I have waited an entire
And, oh, are you naked? I think you shut your clothes off.
Yeah, he did. Done.
Oh my god, he had a heart attack suddenly.
Oh no, I guess he wasn't perfect after all.
But he's gonna get back up. Project Brazil is gonna regenerate him. Oh, Chevy's up. Chevy's up. Gotta take her down.
Actually, yeah, it probably is easier just to let her come here and then kill her, isn't it?
I think that's a good idea, yes. She got back up, she came here. This is exactly where you needed to be,
Come on, Chevy, over this way, please. Chevy, come this way. Come this way. No, alright.
Interact with him. Interact with the body. With some effort, you managed to jump John and Chevy into the missile silo.
Done.
You have to drag Chevy's body under the jets of the missile
Ow!
overhead. Hurry, before she resurrects.
And be careful not to trip on your way down. That last step is a doozy.
That was painful.
It's kind of hoping the father would die in that skirmish, because now it's kind of awkward that, oh, okay, there we go.
There we go.
Come on. Well, awkward family reunion has been abated. Hello.
Oh, I'm over encumbered.
Okay, we have one last thing to take care of. Get the missile ready. When the engines ignite, it'll vaporize Bragg and Chevy, and my mission is over. It's a TAC-5 MIRV. It has 5 warheads inside, one for each FEV storage facility across America, including this one. Project Brazil will be dead, for good. And so will all the others.
Neat.
So there's more than one Enclave base? I thought these were just a remnant group.
Project Brazil is just the number 2 facility where FEV was stored. Project America was Mariposa Military Base, which was nuked to high hell. Project China, Project Denmark, and Project England are in the Midwest, Chicago, and Washington, D.C. We get this missile airborne, Bragg and Chevy will be vaporized. Then this nightmare is over. For me, at least. I'm going to go down there and make sure they can't distract you again. You stay here and trigger the launch protocol.
You know you're not coming back up, right?
I made my peace, kid. I know what I have to do. I'll make sure they're under the jets when this thing launches. You'll be the last of Project Brazil's legacy. Make it count.
You get to be the lone survivor. I don't know if you'd feel like you could go on. The Survivors Guild might keep you up.
I feel so terrible.
God damn it, you punk-ass mutant bastard. You think throwing me down this hole is going to defeat me? I'm invincible, unkillable. The red, white, and blue flows through my veins.
Uh-huh.
I think you've seen the last of me stuck down this hole, but I will climb up there and kick your ass.
Yep, sure you will.
I will haunt your nightmares.
Why is the missile control? This makes no sense, but alright.
The missile control being on the missile itself, you mean?
Oh, engine test burn.
Test burn countdown initiated. You can't stop us. Can't stop us.
Let's get out of here. I want to burn this place to the ground and forget it ever existed.
Back.
Actually, hang on.
God, it hurts so much. Just let me die.
Okay.
And we'll just put her down there as well, huh?
Yep.
All right.
Alright.
Cool. Bye, General Silverman, who landed in the vertibird, and Zach is immediately taken out with a laser gun. But I think you might have plot armor, so we can still talk to you, which is kind of awkward. Oh, not your soldiers, though. They're super dead. They're super dead. We can still talk to you, though. How's it going?
You made it back out. Everything inside that building dead?
Yep, they're all gone.
Good. What's going on with that bomb?
I sent the nuke to the Enclave's other bases.
They had another base? You're joking. Where the hell was it?
Several of them.
In various cities.
Holy Hannah! And you actually managed to program the MIRV to hit them all at once? That's insane! If we can confirm your story, you have just saved the NCR from a far more deadly conflict down the road.
Yeah, they're hitting 30 minutes or less, so the next one is free.
That's incredible work. Really. Outstanding. Which makes this next part all that much harder. God, I'm sorry, kid. I hate to be the one to do this to you. NCR brass caught wind of what you are. They know what that mutant told you about Project Brazil living in your body. They know what you can do.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Some of them wanted to put you in jail for what you've done, to take the fall for me. Others want to cut you open, but I've got an alternative. There's a military base up north called Navarro. It's an ex-Enclave holdout. one of the NCR's best research facilities. They need a new special agent, like you, a courier protecting vital packages on their way between secure facilities. I want you to head up there to Navarro with that launch key to the dagger point system you triggered. It may solve a problem they're having. You can take this new mission from me, or they put you away someplace dark. It's up to you.
We certainly wouldn't want that last thing to happen.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to have to ask you to leave your companions behind for now. President didn't ask for them, just you. I'll make sure they're well taken care of and set up at someplace nice. You'll be able to pay them a visit every now and again. I wish this had ended different.
Yeah, you and me both,
deserve a
buddy.
break after all you've been through. But I have a feeling you'll hear that a lot. War never changes, kid. Come on, let's get a move on.
All right. Well, I guess we have to part ways right now, Zach. Hope you have a fun mission. Bye!
Bye! Oh, did the missile actually? Okay, it did launch.
And then everything underneath there got incinerated. Somehow, Chevy got her Gatling gun back, even though he stole it from her. Maybe that regenerates too, who knows?
Yeah, she regenerates her Gatling gun.
The war for California is over. While the embers of Fort Dagger Point still glow, the Raider tribes are conquered by the NCR military. What few super mutants and raiders remain flee to the far corners of the wasteland. With El's Dragon dead and the Bishop family forced into retreat, the past finally finds itself bathed in the tide of civilization. The local tribes are pacified, the land reclaimed, and the road to the Mojave is finally free for explorers to travel. The NCR soon discovers Hoover Dam and the long-lost city of glittering lights. Their next step is to invade the Mojave. They will continue to rapidly expand from Mexico to the far northern frontier, bringing an era of prosperity, however short-lived.
Why even bring up the Legion at this point? They weren't in this entire mod.
As for you chose to launch Fort Dagger Point's missile array against the Enclave, destroying Fort Dagger Point's FEV reserves and crippling their operations across America.
Yeah, take that, Enclave.
But they soon recover in the Far East and rise again to use their anti-FEV serum, secured by Colonel Bragg, to menace another hero from Vault 101.
Ooh.
This act of courage wins you no friends among the NCR. General Silverman finds himself disgraced and exiled to the far northern frontier, where he is sentenced to serve out the remainder of his days alone in a desolate mist.
Well, hope he enjoys it.
You settle your remaining allies in the town of Hopeville. Not long after the town begins to prosper, the Fort Dagger Point key you kept with you all those years triggers the self-destruct on the town's arsenal of buried nuclear weapons.
It does. Oh no, poor Hopeville.
Your healing powers keep you alive, but slowly begin to wane after you crawl out of the newly created Divide. Eventually, you settle on a job as a courier, carrying packages through the dangerous wasteland to get by. After picking up a unique platinum chip from a mysterious dealer, you find yourself brought to your knees in a graveyard just outside Good Springs.
And now we see the intro to a much better game.
The game was rigged from the start.
And that essentially was Project Brazil.
Man, that sucked.
AKA New California. It had some twists and turns. It had some good moments and some bad moments. It had some fun writing to begin with, and then it still had writing near the end. That was certainly writing, all right.
One of the things that was so good about Fallout New Vegas is that you're not the chosen one.
Mm-hmm.
You're not the courier. You're not God. You can be whoever the hell you want to be. If you want to be God, you can be God. You can also be a dingus chuckle fuck that literally accidentally his way through the entire game. Yeah. I know I said that wrong, because that's the level of intelligence you can play as if you want to.
Sure.
You are not anything special. You are the mailman.
Mm-hmm.
You are a dude that got lucky because you got shot in the head.
Right. But that's not you. You're not the courier. You are the Vault Dweller.
And I really hate when it tries to do stuff like, oh, you're not actually just a random guy. You're super special. No, I'm not.
This mod was doing a pretty good job, and then it kind of shoehorned it in there at the last moment, almost like it was a requirement, sadly.
It's that was one of the things that annoyed me so much about the Frontier is how much hero worship there was in this. Why would you just shoehorn a bunch of hero worship into the end of this? Why couldn't I have just been some Raiders kid? Why couldn't I have just been some kid from the Vault?
But no, you had to be a clone of a hero because everyone knows about the Vault Dweller.
None of this is canon. For my character in Fallout New Vegas, none of this is canon.
No.
I don't want to see a single person saying, I guess we know how Zach became the courier. No, none of this happened. None of this happened. I'm just some schmuck that got out of the NCR because I got sick of the bureaucracy that decided to deliver boxes.
Sure.
Because it was a steady paycheck.
Mm-hmm. That's your backstory.
There's all these different people that are going to be companions. There's Kira, there's Jamie, and then there's Jen, and what's his name? There's the nerdy scientist dude that apparently records women crying.
Yes.
Which is real fucked up and weird.
Mm-hmm.
They have all these characters that are like, these are going to be your companions, and then none of them are there.
Honestly, I do like it when the game customizes your party based on what you've done in the past.
Like, I don't understand why did you make the requirements so stringent at the beginning of the game?
Yeah, we could talk about the balance at detail, like that robot in the very beginning. He seems really cool, but you have to have, I think, 75 points into science. How would you even get 75?
How would you have 75 points in science at the beginning of the game?
And I've seen people do it. There actually are ways if you take your time and meticulously comb through every room, you can find science books, and if you take the doctor's advice, and he says don't neglect that science skill, so if you legitimately put every single point you get from a level up into science, that is a way to get the robot. I think this is a fun little adventure for anyone who wants to play it. It's got some fun moments. I like how it takes your character build into consideration often, even if it's not balanced properly, putting a little too much emphasis into a couple things here, a couple things there.
Like, I thought Kira was going to be a fun character to be around, but I don't know what the fuck happened to Jamie or Jen.
Yeah.
Either of them, they just fucked off somewhere.
They just got written off. You didn't meet the requirements to recruit them, and so they're not even citizens of the town. They're just gone forever.
They just fucked off somewhere.
Yep.
Don't even know where. I'm sure the same thing would have happened to Kira, except that she had that like scripted thing where I'm supposed to find her, and she gets really mad at me for whatever reason.
Not that there's any payoff to that, because you never find her father, and apparently she's a mutant as well, but also not a mutant. She's just I don't know. The story was all over the place with this. Would it be fair to say that you place a high emphasis on the story, and you'd say the story to this is even worse because of how kind of garbled it is?
Yeah.
So it's not even the gameplay. You'd say the gameplay is pretty decent.
The gameplay is fine. The environment was like the Vault environment was cool.
Oh yeah, it's good stuff. A lot of good environments.
They made some neat characters. The voice acting was fine. I have no complaints on except Ben's voice acting was mediocre.
There could be a lot more barks than just the one or two per companion.
God, yeah, they need more than 2 barks. But the story is just because the story is so inconsistent and all over the place, and just again, placing the player character above all. You are God. Mm-hmm. You're a god.
It did kind of seem like a fire hose of nonsense.
It's just, yeah, that's my problem with it. I guess thank you for condensing it down for me, because sometimes I just have a really hard time actually describing the problem I have with it. But yeah, the story was just like, what is this?
Yeah.
And then they constantly make it sound like Silverman's gonna betray you and like stab you in the back, and then at the end of the game he's like, hey, I go do this, like I'll take the fall for this, and then I'm supposed to feel bad for him. It's just like, you spent the entire game trying to make me.
You spent the entire game blackmailing me.
Yeah, you blackmailed me the entire time and tried to make me suspicious of you. No, I don't feel bad.
You're lucky I didn't side with the senator against you.
Yeah.
It's really easy to focus on the story because it is almost a lightning rod for criticism, but it's important to talk about not just the things that immediately come to mind that we don't like, but this is a big mod and had a lot of work put into it, so let's talk about all the good things we liked. I'm a sucker for games and mods that allow you to customize the story, so even if the story itself can be somewhat linear, the fact is that some players will have a companion, some players won't. Some players will go off on a side path, and some won't. Some will take the time to go through every single terminal in Dr. Rossman's science lab and uncover a bunch of information, and then relay it to Kira, and some will just skim through it just to get to the bare minimum, and they won't uncover the information. It's interesting to pull up somebody else's playthrough and see the companions they have, the companions they don't have. This mod, unlike a lot of other mods, has a decent amount of replay value.
You put more of an emphasis on that. I think I put more of an emphasis on it has to have a really good story. It has to have a really good story, or the gameplay has to be like freaking solid. It's got to have just like the gameplay's got to slap.
Yeah.
In order for me just to be like, oh yeah, I don't care about story.
Yeah. This mod had branching paths and a lot of different variety in terms of how you could approach a problem, and a really cringy, frustrating story that was all over the place.
Which is why I didn't particularly care for it.
Yes, so that's why we have varying opinions on this. You're relatively negative or ambivalent towards it, where I'm really psyched about it because I don't care much about the story, but man, the gameplay, the branching narratives, the way to resolve quests with different speech checks and skill checks, and seeing how different people approach things in different ways, that's like top tier for me. I think this is one of the best mods we've ever played. I don't really particularly mind that the story is absurd, but that would understandably agitate you.
Yeah.
Something that has been brought to my attention is that our playthrough of this mod was a little more difficult. Someone brought to my attention that we had fewer special points to distribute at the beginning because I must have still had a rebalancing mod on.
Oh.
So we could have had an easier time with some of those checks. And also, I still had that mod on that
You ruined it for me! You ruined the game for me!
We ruined it together. It was a ruined effort.
You're the one that had the mod installed. Okay, so he does all the stuff getting the mod set up. I don't have anything to do with it. Don't come to me. Don't come to me being like, Zach, why didn't you do this? Because I didn't have anything to do with it. You yell at Mike.
And also, the amount of skill points you need to pass a check was hidden by a mod as well. So instead of, like New Vegas, telling you that you need 50 skill points to pass something.
Oh, and seeing how close I was.
It was just kind of vague for us.
I go back and forth on that.
That's a whole other discussion. I just want people to know that that's a choice that we made, not the mod.
Yeah,
if you played through this without mods on, you can probably see the skill checks you need.
You can see the skill checks. I go back. Okay, this is getting. I don't need to talk about that mod right now. We don't need to talk about that mod right now.
Yeah.
Let me just finish saying it. I go back and forth on whether I like that, because on one hand, I like the fact that you don't know whether when you get it to this point, you don't know whether or not it's gonna go well.
So
you have no idea.
Roll the dice. See what happens.
See what happens. Because you brought up the whole thing of, like, if it's low enough, you're just never going to select that option.
Right. If you see that it's going to be 38 out of 40, why would you select an option that you know is going to fail?
But then other times there's like fun dialogue things that are hidden in there that you will never see because you won't pick that option because you're not going to pass the speech check.
Exactly.
So I go back and forth on whether I like that. Anyway, replay value isn't something that matters to me as much. Cool. I want either the story to be solid or the gameplay to be solid. Like, it's got to be one of those two things. Thinking back on the mod now, is the problem. One of the problems I run into when we like talk about mods after the fact is we're usually talking about it right after we finished it.
Yes.
So my blood pressure's already real high because I just had to sit through 1.5 hours of unskippable dialogue from a guy that literally worships Dante's Inferno and thinks he's Virgil. When actually he's the Pope that's being forced to be shoved into a hole forever. That's a whole Dante's Inferno thing. We'll just ignore that. I'm still seething about this story, this 1.5 hour long, unskippable dialogue thing where he just killed literally all of my companions despite the fact that they're unkillable, and then somehow shot holes in my hands.
You're going back to New Vegas Bounties 3 now.
I'm going back to that. So I'm using that as the example here.
I see, yeah.
So I'm still seething about that, which makes reviewing it in an impartial way somewhat difficult for my poor brain. It's helpful later for me to be like, okay, yeah, this is the stuff I actually liked about the game. It is really nice that it does have replay value, that you can go back and get different endings. You just have to play the game differently.
It wasn't boring. That's probably the biggest crime, is that you would make a game that's boring. And this was, I still say it's campy. It is ridiculous. It is laughable at some points, but that's better than being boring, because you can just play it with a friend and laugh and have fun with it.
I take slight offense to the phrase "it's campy" because I feel like saying "it's campy" is a way of retconning your own memory of it to be like, "Oh, it wasn't that bad."
It was hokey. It was hacky. It was hilarious at some points. We had a lot of fun. We laughed at it a lot.
Yeah,
we joked a lot.
There were some good moments in there. There were some moments that definitely weren't bad.
On the plus side, the fact that we had a pretty rough run through this mod, the fact that we couldn't pass the majority of the skill checks and speech checks means that we set the bar very low. So if anybody else wants to attempt this mod, they'll probably have a bit more success, and it'll be interesting for them to see all the different branching pathways that they can go on.
They probably will, especially if they play it differently from how I play this game.